they should be resuming talks for Lomachenko and Gervonta Davis for a November-December fight at the end of the year. Like, what does this fight mean at this point? I mean, we've been talking about it since we heard what Bob said. Shit. Did a video on what Paulie and Stephen A. Smith said. I have some more Tank videos coming, or at least one more coming at some point. But no, quite frankly, this fight is just pressure for Tank. That's all it is. Lomachenko, contrary to what people say, Coach Lomachenko is not a big star or name mover. He's not. It's not a big star. You know, they make it seem that way by how they market and how they push him and all that, but he's not. But you know, at the end of the day, he got a belt. We should have knew something when the other Ukrainian that beat Emmanuel Navarrete started calling out Shakir Stevenson, because obviously you thought they would probably do Lomachenko versus the Brenchnik guy. So they've been already talking about this, and for the most part, this would be the one time when somebody cross the street, or they cross the street, or meet them in the middle of the road that they're fighting. One of the indications of what this tells you, one of the indications is that PBC is starting to lease their fighters out to other companies because their fighters need work and they don't have fight dates. So they leased a bunch of their fighters out to Turkey Al-Sheikh to fight on Crawford and Madomov card. Now you got them wanting to fight Tank. Tank and Lomachenko probably going to use ESPN to help boost that up. And you got to understand, they don't have a summer schedule. The only fight they got scheduled in the summer is a regular Prime TV, which is probably a pilot for Caleb Plant, who could be fighting Demetrius Andrade, and Fulton is fighting Ronnie Rios on the undercard in that Las Vegas. So now you seeing them starting to want to work with people, which, like I said before, man, I'll be doing this shit lately with the channel. Like, instead of procrastinating, you might as well get it done and reap the benefits sooner. The later you start, the later you start, the later the benefits gonna start kicking in. So don't forget that. But nonetheless, yeah, I just think this fight mean, no pressure on Lomachenko, all the pressure on Gervonta. It's funny how both Lomachenko and Tank fans sat there and they dogged out Devin Haney for his loss to Ryan Garcia, which, could be getting overturned at some point. Not sure. But Ryan cheated. And now they're going to be going against each other. Now, this fight is basically mean, Lomachenko, ain't no pressure. Nobody think he going to win. He old. He got the Ukrainian star behind him. But what I do tell you, if Tank lose, if Tank lose to crossing the street or fighting it, or a guy coming over to his side of the street, it's over with. I don't want to hear nothing else. Tank should be an overwhelmingly favorite in this fight. And I said it before. I thought even if they would have fought some years ago, I felt that Tank should have beat him. Would beat him. You know what I'm saying? So it really don't mean nothing. Is this Tank's first unification bout? I think it might be Tank's first unification bout. He'd be 30 years old, depending on when they fight in November. So this is his first unification bout. His first test, even though it's still a handicap. He fighting an older fighter who, lost to Devin Haney already. And now, what the Tank fans gonna say? Well, he really beat Devin Haney. He didn't. I mean, if you do the math, Devin Haney crossing the street, Devin Haney, promotional company, Lomachenko is the favorite. The whole arena was with Lomachenko. The network was with Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? And, like I said before, Devin didn't have to fight Lomachenko, but he did. He stayed at a weight that he didn't need to be at no more. But like I said before, when people got it made up in their mind, they don't like you, it's nothing that you can do about it. Only thing I would prescribe is a dose of fuck it. Do what make you happy. If you're trying to be a people pleaser, you can never please people because a lot of these people are happy being miserable. So you can never be a people pleaser. So, but it's like I said before, it's all the pressure on Tank in this fight. All the pressure on Tank in this fight. All of it. Lomachenko ain't got nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. He supposed to lose. He supposed to get knocked out. You know what I'm saying? He an old man. He got the war behind him, so he supposed to lose this fight. Gervonta is supposed to be an overwhelmingly favorite, but I say this: even in Lomachenko old age and him starting to slow down, and he's never been knocked out, so that's something else he can accomplish. Is that he ain't fought nobody that's half as good as Lomachenko. Even this point, he ain't fought nobody that's half as good as Lomachenko. So when you start to think about it, he ain't fought a dude that's half as good as Lomachenko. So yeah, all the pressure on him, you know. I'm pretty sure, you know, now that he slowed down, now they want to make the fight. That's what it is. You know, but you better make sure this dude slow down. Because if he didn't, it's going to be a tough fight. But I figured that Tank should win in about 6 rounds. So, I mean, he fought Frank Martin coming off one of his worst performance. He drained Ryan Garcia, so he won't be able to drain Lomachenko. But what he could do is he waited long enough for Lomachenko to get old. So, to me, you know, just put him, you know, as a pound-for-pound superstar. No, he fighting an old man. People want to see you fight Shakur, T.O. You know, we'll see how Devin, you know, mentally and physically bounce back. He may not recover from that. You know what I'm saying? No matter if he was cheated or not, the damage is done. You know? So you may be able to bounce back. You might not be able to bounce back. You might be better. But what I can tell you is they dotting their I's and they crossing their T's in Team Haney. You know what I'm saying? That shit, they gonna make sure that shit won't happen again. But, be honest, with this Tank versus Loma, put top rank PBC versus each other, white versus black versus each other, I don't know. What I can tell you is it's still a good fight. I think Lomachenko is a live dog because Tank ain't fought nobody as talented as Lomachenko. And we've seen it time and time again in boxing where we got this one fighter that's this ferocious puncher, but his record been built on knocking motherfuckers out who ain't about shit. And they build this mystique boogeyman up, and then as soon as they go in there with somebody who can walk and chew bubble gum, they don't look as good. You know, remember Madonna was killing shit, but he couldn't even knock out Amir Khan. No offense to Amir Khan or nobody involved, but he couldn't knock out Amir Khan. And Khan dropped his ass. Don't forget that. So that's why I kind of tell y'all, where y'all sit here and say, well, you know, oh man, you know, Devin couldn't take Ryan power. He got up. And Ryan was clearly fucking cheating at this point on 3 different levels, with IVs, with overweight, and you know, and with the Ostarine. You know, so you know, once you think about it, we've seen guys get knocked out and come and fight punchers again, and sometimes it could be a bad night, it could be a bad weight cut. You know what I'm saying? Daniel Du Bois, you know, people seen him get stopped with a jab. He beat, you know, Big Baby Miller. And he beat Philip Hargovich. You know, we seen Amir Khan get stopped by British Prescott. He beat Marcos Madonna, a vicious puncher. So just because you get knocked out or knocked down, that don't necessarily mean you ain't got no chin. We've seen it time and time again in the sport of boxing where guys come back from getting knocked out and get up and have great victories. Vladimir Klitschko got up and still became a champion again. Got knocked out by one of the guys knocked him out was Rice Purity. Rest in peace to him. Yeah, rest in power to Ross Purity. I think he died a while ago. But a lot of y'all don't know shit about boxing. Y'all think, you know, that Saturday night, that's as good as it's going to get, or that's going to be the norm for that particular fighter. And that's not necessarily true. They go through things for you, especially when you fight once or twice a year. It's hard to peak on that particular day. J-Rock was another guy. Got stopped by Jamal Charlo, came back, and who did he end up stopping? Jer Hurd. I ended up beating up on Jer Hurd. You know what I'm saying? Just because you've been knocked down and knocked out, that doesn't mean you do or don't have a chin, or don't have a chin. But most people who don't know nothing about boxing don't know shit about boxing. If that make any type of sense. Alexander Goldsvik got towed up by Better BF in the 10th round. But Benavidez couldn't do shit with him. But y'all say, well, he ain't got no chin. He fighting a generational type of puncher. And in the last 10 rounds of Better BF, that's good in my opinion. That's good money. That's good, but a lot of people is entitled to their own opinion, bro. It really is, man. But this fight is nothing to lose for Loma, everything to lose for Tank, and really not much to gain, to be honest. He gained his belt in a formidable foe, but he still wouldn't be a top 10 pound for pound fighter in my opinion until he fight a motherfucker who on top, a prime guy. And it's a knock to him, popularity, eye test, skills wise, speed and power, yeah. But at 30 years old, fighting the old Lomachenko, that's your best win. If you can get the win, I got questions, man. But hey, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live and drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Check out the Patreon. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.